Friends, I'm here at Yale University. I want to talk to you a bit about an organization called Yale's for Palestine. Yale students that claim to support Palestine, and yet, as we've seen in the past 2-3 days, while in Gaza, Hamas openly executes innocent Palestinians, they say absolutely nothing here. They have nothing to say about that. Whenever Israel knocks down a mirror of a car or does the smallest thing, they're up in arms. But when Hamas actually publicly and intentionally execute 10, 15 innocent Palestinians, they have nothing to say. And that comes to the problem with campus organizations that claim to care about Palestinians. They're there to demonize Israel. They're there to make Jews uncomfortable. They are there to push anti-Semitic tropes. But when it comes to actually helping Palestinian people, they're nowhere to be found. You cannot see them helping because the point was never to actually help the Palestinian people. The point was to demonize. The point was to dehumanize. But when it comes to actually helping, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And so it's time to hold these organizations accountable. If they are mouthpieces for Hamas, if they want to choose to be mouthpieces for Hamas, they must be held accountable. And I'm actually very, very happy to see that there's an announcement that visa holders that support Hamas openly will no longer have a visa to the United States, because there's no glory or good or anything kind about giving visas to people who will come to the United States and support terrorism. It's not something we need. It rips apart the fabric of our society. It tears our communities apart. It destroys relationships between neighbors. I mean, imagine being a Jewish student here, and suddenly you have all these Hamas supporters around you. What are you even supposed to do? What are you supposed to feel? And so it's time to hold them accountable. It's time to make sure that they are held accountable for the damage they have done in a court of law. And it's time to call the bluff that they aren't there for the Palestinians. They don't speak for the Palestinians. They're not there when Palestinians are persecuted and tormented and tortured and executed by Hamas. And it's also important to note the amount of disinformation that they peddle. Extraordinary amounts of disinformation. Now, for an institution like Yale, which is so steeped in the importance of knowledge, which is an extremely important thing, to have an organization that just pushes out these completely bogus, libelous, and false inflammatory news flashes about Israel, it matters. It matters that they put out fake news. It matters that they say things that are not true. It matters that they peddle conspiracy theories. And so such an institution needs to be held accountable, and they need to go to this organization and say, look, you published X, Y, and Z. It's absolutely false. And what are you doing about that? I think that's something also that's important, that the very organizations should not be allowed on campus if they have been engaging in campaigns of disinformation.